Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's going to work better to hold this, I think. Ferry building clock says it's 5 after 12. I think the last time it stopped for this long was the 1906 earthquake. But it's in fact 11 o'clock, so we're starting. I wanted to welcome everybody here. I'm Rick Lobsher. I'm the president of Market Street Railway, which is a nonprofit that is Muni's preservation partner. We get no government funding. We depend on donations from individuals and businesses who love and benefit from the historic streetcars that run on Market Street, which we brought back 40 years ago, and the cable cars. We run the San Francisco Railway Museum around the corner on Stewart Street, so check that out sometime. We are here as an organizer with SFMTA of a civic celebration of 150 years of cable cars. We have great participating partners, and I want to run down them very quickly. Among business groups, history nonprofits, and government agencies, Chinatown Merchants Association, Chinese Historical Society of America, the San Francisco Chinese Chamber of Commerce. Is Donald Liu here? He was not feeling well. He was going to speak, but anyway, we want to recognize, hi there. If you want to speak in a few minutes, you're more than welcome. Downtown SF Partnership, Fisherman's Wharf Merchants, Friends of the Cable Car Museum, Hyatt Regency Hotels, celebrating, and it makes me gulp to say this, its 50th anniversary this year. I want to thank them for the podium and the cool lavender lemonade, which you got a sample. Pier 39, the San Francisco Chamber of Commerce, San Francisco City Guides, San Francisco Historical Society, whose board chair, Kevin O'Brien, is with us, we think. San Francisco Public Library, which has a great list of cable car books that you can check out. And by the way, all of this information is on our very special website, sfcablecarsplural.org. You can scan the QR code. What's the QR code? You can scan a QR code on the stickers on the cable car window and go right to that site. Also SF Travel, SF Heritage, and last alphabetically, but hardly least, Union Square Alliance. And I don't know if Marissa made it down, but we're going to have another celebration on the actual anniversary date, August 2nd, and that will be at Powell and Market. It's a really diverse group of people coming together to celebrate this. Some are focused on the past, some are focused on the present, but all of us share a commitment to San Francisco's future. And the cable cars will always be part of it. We're here to celebrate a century and a half of them. Let's start with the city's #1 cable car fan. I've seen this with my own eyes, Mayor London Breed. Your Honor.
Thank you, Rick, and thank you to the Market Street Railway for all the work and advocacy that they do to make sure that the cable car and the various modes of transportation options that existed in San Francisco are recognized in the way that we're doing today. How many of you were alive 150 years ago? Aaron Peskin was not alive.
I was in office.
You might have been, actually. But you know what's amazing, 150 years ago, when we talk about San Francisco, its innovation and its creativity, the cable car was invented in San Francisco. Everyone decided to follow suit after 1873 in August, when the first ride, Andrew Holliday, decided that the horse and the carriage was not making it up our steep hills fast enough. Most of us probably can't make it up those steep hills fast enough ourselves. But the cable car was our answer to that. And when I think about San Francisco and its innovation and creativity, we are usually the first at many things. Yes, the invention of the cable car that many followed. Yes, the television and the jukebox and so many other great inventions that we now enjoy today. But while others decided to forego their cable car, San Francisco decided to double down. And in 1947, we had this extraordinary woman, Fidel Klossman, who said, "No, Mr. Mayor," We are not going to give up our cable cars. In fact, I'm going to rally all the women of San Francisco. We're going to put it on the ballot, and we're going to save the cable cars of San Francisco and save the cable car she did. And many, many years later, the first woman mayor of San Francisco, Dianne Feinstein, knew that there was a need to refurbish the cable car infrastructure and to make sure that the tracks and all the things that they run along were preserved so that we can see cable cars make it into the future to get to 150 years. And she worked hard, both public and private monies came together, and the infrastructure was invested in, and look at where we are today. Cable cars are one of the #1 attractions in San Francisco. When they come to San Francisco to visit, they want to go to the Golden Gate Bridge and they want to ride a cable car. And of course, I got to also throw in, there's no better food anywhere in the world than San Francisco. So while other people are trying to write us off, we are doubling down to remind people of who we are and what we represent. This is not unfamiliar territory dealing with the challenges of this city. But the thing that we know as San Franciscans that most people don't know, this is where the innovation happens. This is where the creativity happens. This is where we are reminding people why we are resilient and why we use the phoenix as a symbol to rise out of the ashes of challenges that existed in the past, whether it was earthquakes or a down economy or changes to things because of a pandemic. San Francisco continues to not be what we were, but to be something better. Time and time again, to continue to make sure that we are at the forefront of new technologies, of innovation, while also preserving and respecting our past. And the cable car represents that for us for now and into the future as San Francisco begins to come out of a challenging time because of this global pandemic. The stories are still not being written about how even though there's 20 top companies in the US of artificial intelligence, 16 in the Bay Area, and 11 right here in San Francisco. The technology that's gonna lead the future is happening in San Francisco while preserving, maintaining, and uplifting the past and what makes San Francisco so special. So I wanna appreciate all of you for being here today. Thank you so much to our downtown ambassadors, to the Union Square Business Improvement District, the Fisherman's Wharf Business Improvement District, to the Chinatown merchants and other groups that continue to make sure that they are a part of the vibrancy of what makes San Francisco, and to all of these beautiful people with us who are dressed to the nines to remind us of the attire that used to be worn so we can almost feel what it was like back in 1873 when the people who were the first to ride the cable cars did so. It is great to be here. It's great to celebrate this opportunity for San Francisco. So continue to support this city, ride our cable cars, enjoy our restaurants, and know that San Francisco, we're gonna continue to be here, we're gonna continue to matter, and we're gonna continue to grow and celebrate all the amazing things that our city represents. Thank you.
There are 11 elected supervisors in the city and county of San Francisco, and all of the cable cars belong to one of those people, our board president, Aaron Peskin. Aaron?
Thank you, Rick, and thank you to you and the Market Street Railway Association for your loving and careful and long stewardship of our cable cars and our street cars. Mayor Breed invoked the phoenix rising from the ashes, and if there is a physical manifestation of that mythical phoenix, it is standing behind me. It is the cable car. It is the symbol of resilience and perseverance in San Francisco. When they first started in 1873, really in 1888, the city burned down to the ground 3 times, and that was before the 1906 earthquake and fire. That was before the 1918 Spanish influenza pandemic that nobody told us about until we learned again a few years ago. And the cable car was a constant through all of that. This is the symbol of San Francisco's resilience. And as Rick said, all 11 members of the board are created equal, but I am lucky and I'm a little more equal because I represent the original part of San Francisco, the northeast corner of San Francisco, our Chinatown, Russian Hill, North Beach, and downtown. And what binds those all together but our historic rolling stock. And Fidel Klussman was invoked, and she comes from a proud line of Bay Area women, like the 3 women who started Save the Bay, that saved us from ourselves from filling in the bay. Fidel Klussman did exactly the same thing in San Francisco, and it is a lesson that has to be learned again and again. Our propensity to mistreat some of the historic resources that make San Francisco the envy of the world never goes away. We must always remind ourselves of the lessons of the 3 women who saved the Bay, the lessons of Fidel Klussman. And then let me say this. Yes, this is a tourist attraction, but it is also used by our local residents. I have been elected 5 times by the good people of the northeast corner of San Francisco to the Board of Supervisors, and I know Sharon Lai is in the crowd, and I know that I am termed out yet again, and I will tell you the secret to my electoral success. In the mornings, this is a commuter vehicle, and it delivers folks from Nob Hill and Russian Hill and the Upper Tenderloin to downtown. And if you get on that thing at 7 o'clock in the morning and you hand out your campaign literature, you will be the next District 3 supervisor. And in closing, let me thank the men and handful of women who operate these incredible vehicles, who have done so for 150 years. Without your work, without your maintenance, we would not have these cable cars that are the envy of the world. Thank you to the workers from the SFMTA.
Beat me to that. I want the SFMTA employees, please put your hands up, including the retired guys like Wes Valeris, who's now on our board of directors. These guys do an incredible job, and they really care. Somebody else who really cares heads the Downtown SF Partnership, and that represents this area, helps keep it clean and safe. And I want to bring him up now, Robbie Silver.
Good morning, downtown San Francisco. Yes, it is still morning. I'm Robbie Silver, the Executive Director of the Downtown San Francisco Partnership, and we are leading economic recovery efforts for the 43-block district that surrounds the Financial District and Jackson Square neighborhoods. Their daily cleaning and safety services, robust street activations, and creating new public spaces for all. In fact, we are standing in an area that we will be reimagining sometime in the next year. We're also standing in an important gateway for our downtown and our city. Downtown workers converge to the spot from the Ferry Building and Embarcadero Transit Centers. People come here from all over the world to see the historic cable cars in action. But this is just more than just an attraction, as Board President Aaron Peskin pointed out. The cable car line supports visitors, workers, and residents from the downtown core through beautiful Chinatown, Nob Hill, and finally Van Ness Avenue. The vista at the top of California Street is breathtaking and really captures the best of what this city has to offer. When I got my driver's license, and no, I will not tell you what year that was, I thought, heck, I'll drive to San Francisco. I hopped on the cable car and was immediately transported to a different place and a different time, and felt the city's energy and decided I wanted to move here. Just as I was transported into a new time and place, All cities change and evolve, and it's time for San Francisco to reimagine its downtown. Can California Street be the center of economic activity with arts, with culture, with hospitality at its core? Yes. Yes, it can. And the Downtown SF Partnership is here to serve the city and lead that action. No hill is too steep for this city and this downtown to climb. We must reimagine ourselves. It can be done, and we're doing it together. Thank you all, and congratulations.
The cable cars, both the original line that ran on Clay and Sacramento Street, which ended in 1942, and the California line, which endures, are seminal to mobility for the Chinatown community. And I would like to call up Donald Liu. Would you be able to speak, Donald? Donald is the head of the San Francisco Chinese Chamber of Commerce, and we would love to hear some words from you.
Thank you, Rick. May I agree, yes, the city is a very resilient city. Not just as Supervisor Peskin, I would like to add a third mystical beast to that rises from the ash. That is Chinatown. We have been gone through many challenges over the years, and along the way, the cable car has been there with us, bringing visitors to Chinatown. One of the allure of Chinatown is tourists riding cable car into Chinatown. I remember as a child, I would take the cable car in California and then transfer to Powell Street line to go to Francisco Middle School. I'm very glad that the city is bringing back this program to encourage more ridership to the cable car in celebration of the 150 years anniversary. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Donald. Now for someone who has maybe the second toughest job in the city beyond the mayor's, he's stepping forward because he knows I'm talking about him. The Director of Transportation for the City and County of San Francisco, the SFMTA, Jeff Tumlin.
Thank you, Rick. Since the gold rush in 1849, downtown San Francisco has been through endless cycles of boom and bust. And in each of those cycles, the people who made real money were not the ones who were chasing after the obvious thing. Levi Strauss didn't make money off of gold. He made money by taking leftover sailcloth and turning it into tough pants for the gold miners. Andrew Halliday and his father came to San Francisco during the gold rush and also did not make money off of gold, but did figure out how to make wire rope, which he sold to gold miners all over the state, and then thought, what if I took this wire rope crazy technology and combined it with some weird newfangled technology for hauling ore out of the ground, and turned it into a technology for reinventing real estate in San Francisco by hauling people up the highest hills. Andrew Halliday didn't make money off of gold. He made money off of using and reinventing older technologies to create something that people really needed: cable car technology. In every cycle of boom and bust, San Francisco has invented the next new technology that has led the world forward. But it hasn't done that just by making money and by advancing efficiency. We have reinvented ourselves by remembering who we are and why we're here and what attracts people to this center of creativity. And that is social ability and joy and beauty. Friedel Klussman knew that cable cars are no longer the most efficient mobility technology, but they bring joy. They bring visitors to San Francisco. They are at the heart of who we are as a city. And as we move forward, reinventing the next San Francisco in this transition from bust to boom cycle, we need to remember that as we reinvent new technologies, that we also anchor ourselves in our San Francisco values and as a center of joy and social ability. We are so grateful to be caretakers of these amazing vehicles. And we're also excited, in partnership with Market Street Railway, the Downtown Partnership, and Chinatown, to offer a whole summer's worth of special events celebrating the 150th anniversary of cable cars. I am so grateful to our partnership with Market Street Railway and Rick Lobsher. I encourage you to visit sfcablecars.org in order to explore all of the opportunities for riding. The $5 all-day rate that we're going to have starting July 1st for the California line, tours of the amazing shops that our crews work in. When parts wear out on these cars, we cannot order them from a catalog. They are hand machined. Each one of these cars is rebuilt lovingly by a dozen different skilled trades who have greater skills than any shop anywhere in the world. We're going to be doing, yes, they're amazing. Also, if you're interested, for every one of those skilled trades, we have job openings right now. Go to sfmta.com/careers to build your skilled trade career at the SFMTA. Meanwhile, I want to thank all of you for coming out, and I hope that you take advantage of the amazing tours and trips and special deals that we're offering throughout the cable car system all summer long. Thank you so much. Back to Rick Lobsher.
Thanks, Joe. We have, were your ears burning when he was talking about you? We have one more special guest. He comes to us from the past, but his legacy endures forever, and that is Mr. Andrew Halliday. Andrew, this is a microphone you talk into.
No, that's the other one.
Thank you, Rick.
Don't forget to introduce your colleagues.
Well, hello, everyone. I'm very glad to be here, and I want to thank the scientists of Stanford University who brought me back to life here to be part of this event today. I wasn't supposed to mention their time machine, but anyway, I did receive a compliment as I came up here. I was told I looked very good for being dead 123 years. I believe my greatest accomplishment in life was to build a cable car system for San Francisco. It didn't take very long for my invention to become part of the city, reaching other streets such as Geary Street, Sacramento Street, and of course Market Street. By 1890, there were 18 cable car lines, all making transportation easier for everyone to get around. I'm very pleased to see one of my favorite cars here today, car number 19, built in 1883. It looks as good today as it did then, and I want to thank all those workers who have continued to preserve it. And now I understand some dignitaries are going to ride this car up and down California Street. You know, on my very first ride up Clay Street, we came to the top of the hill, and the grip man looked down at the bottom of the hill far below on that steep incline, and he jumped off the car in panic and ran away. So I had to take the lever myself. I want to assure you, men and ladies, that that won't happen again today. I paid the gripman an extra $1. I want all of you to take advantage of these beautiful cars that go up the magnificent hills of the city. No other city can brag that they have cable cars like these. They are a treasure, and may they climb these hills for another 150 years. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Halliday. I want to do a quick shout out to our crew, who I guarantee will not run away from the car. Derek Johnson and Calvin Watts are going to be our crew, and they are standing by hiding somewhere, but they'll be out. We're going to board now. First, I want to recognize my boss, the board chair of our organization, Carmen Clark. Leslie Rogers, one of our board members, who is the retired head of Federal Transit Administration District. Talk to your friends about getting us some more money, okay, Leslie? And Wes Valeris, who is a retired superintendent of cable car. So we got a real great board. Now it's time for the fun. So if we can have the press and the mayor's group will be on this platform here, so that's for them. But others who are press and invited guests should walk down to the end there, and they can climb on the rest of the car, and then we'll let others on as we have room. So press and invited guests, and then we'll get going.